So what a night of wrestling and what a show in Nackawic, New Brunswick at the Battle on the Ben as more than 500 fans showed up at the Nackawic Arena as part of the annual festival on the Ben in Nackawic. I know Leo Burke was looking down from heaven with great pride to see the great participants from CCW and NBWA put on a great show. The only thing is, the main event left everyone kind of shocked because it's not how we expected it was going to end. Now, we're going to get to that in a second, but the opening contest, probably one of the most interesting of the night. The up and coming Hollywood Cole, who may be dastardly, but he's gaining a lot of experience, almost got the belt from River Valley champion Jason Boa. Boa did everything to stop Hollywood's moves. Hollywood's a very cerebral guy, and Boa used his own cerebral tactics and physical tactics for a hard-fought victory. And Hollywood was so overcome by Jason at the end, he had to pretty well be carried off by one of his assistants. Now, Larry Horowitz, half of the NBWA champion, growing in popularity throughout the province for his nice moves, knocked off Matt Strong in a slight upset. Strong has been on a kind of a little bit of a tear recently, overcoming all these big opponents. Now, Caden knocked off Spike, Chevron, and Slick McGrick had a big match. Slick got past. And one of the most interesting matches from an up-and-coming standpoint, Laurel Cassidy, all the way from Hamilton, Ontario, came in and won in kind of an interesting way over the New Brunswick prospect Salem Wilder by ingesting candy and throwing it literally from her mouth into the Wilder's face. She was so distracted, Laurel got the quick pin. Now, one wrestler that really went over well on August 15th was Fantana, the young luchador. He took on Nick Strong, the other part of the Strong faction. And Fantana used a whole bunch of moves that only he could do for a big victory. And to top it off, which is seen very infrequently in wrestling rings throughout the province, did a little bit of breakdancing moves at the end, much better than an Australian Olympic faker. So his victory went over pretty good. And Scott Lee Crew, who is always dangerous, took on Hunter Sampson, with Scott Lee taking the well-deserved win. Now, in the main event, we talked about in recent podcasts, Man Monster Misery chasing the New Brunswick Wrestling Association heavyweight title belt against reigning champ Rick Owens. Now, this was a very cerebral match. Owens went in there trying to stop Misery's power game, and it was so much to the extent that Misery's manager was trying to not only distract the champion, to almost make the referee lose control of the match so Misery could get the upper hand. But it didn't work in the advantage. Misery was so frustrated would not be able to pin Rick. He attacked the referee. So did the manager, and he was eventually disqualified. So the next chapter of this ongoing battle will be faced off down the road. Now, why this was important, ladies and gentlemen, this match, the crowd. The Nackawic Arena has always been a great venue for wrestling, and it seems that the community, which has always been a big supporter of sports, is always trying to throw great celebration of the young wrestlers that are coming in. It doesn't matter what federation is in. CCW, NBWA had come to Woodstock a couple of weeks before at the AYR Center, got around 400 people, but this crowd was a little bit different. Not only was a whole bunch of young kids at this event, the previous one in Woodstock had more adults than kids. It seemed the energy, they were not only cheering their heroes, they were hitting their heels as best they could. Heels in the ring in their own heels to make noise for the top wrestlers. But for me, the top three wrestlers of the night was Horowitz, both of them, the Laurel Cassidy and Salem Wilder match, and Fantana. I think Fantana is one of the most underrated wrestlers in any federation in New Brunswick, because he brings a kind of a luchador style that's well appreciated by anybody that sees him. So big thanks to NBWA and CCW for coming to Woodstock and Nackawic. Please, ladies and gentlemen, check out the NBWA and CCW events over the coming weeks. The champ Rick Owens were around, Jason Boa. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on. Look for the constant updates on their website. And please, ladies and gentlemen, if you can go to a CCW or NBWA show, please support the independent wrestling in your region, be it New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PI, Newfoundland, the States. We look at Crown and Main Wrestling in Maine Premier Wrestling. We look at this almost like a combined territory, because I give an example. Wesley Pipes wrestles throughout Maine, in New Brunswick, and many shows. A very well-established wrestler on the East Coast of the States and Canada. These heroes of the ring give 100% effort every time they come out. And what's interesting about this, ladies and gentlemen, like the old anti-Grand Prix wrestling, during breaks and after the matches, the wrestlers, majority of wrestlers, will meet with the young people and the young and hard adults to take pictures, to talk about the match. It's a very, very direct way that we celebrate wrestling. We do it in a way, I give an example, ladies and gentlemen. When Randy Macho Man Savage, Leo Burke, Leap and Lanny Poffo were around in the Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling in the 70s and 80s, that was something was very common, to meet with the people to celebrate what was going on. And this is what happened Thursday, August 15 in Nackawic. So congratulations to the festival on the Bend Committee. Upcoming events at the festival happening in Nackawic all weekend. Check their website on Facebook. Congratulations to CCW and the NBWA. I made a slight suggestion to some of the wrestlers last night to maybe look at an outdoor card for a festival, or like a location at Regent Mall in Frankton, Rumble at Regent. I know this is not a scheduled event, but it might be something to encourage your local community's organizing committee to bring these stars in, because again, they represent all of New Brunswick. Different communities in New Brunswick, different communities on the East Coast, different communities in Ontario. We had actually a wrestler from Alberta last night. So again, a great show, 500 people plus. The kids had a great time. And thank you to all the people who were there that night. You're keeping the heroes of wrestling. We have lost in recent months, and there's been a lot. Kevin Sullivan as well, alive. Anytime you go to the independent card, you're celebrating and trying to say, hey, let's pass the baton, no pun intended, with the 4x100 victors. But that's what wrestling is in New Brunswick. It's a family event, it's a community event, and it's a shared event. So thanks for all the efforts from last night. I was honored to be there, and I'm honored to do this podcast. Thanks a lot, and have a great day. Bye.